Today we'll create this elevation, starting from a basic cube, then creating a roof, applying some materials and adjusting them to suit. After that, adding in some people and plants, as well as a background to really step up the presentation. So let's get started with the first step, the roof. We'll go to our floor plan, choose this one just up here, show all plans, zoom on in. To create our roof, we'll go to left-hand side, to the roof tool just here, making sure that the geometry method is multi-plane. I'll click this bottom left-hand corner, all the way up to the top right-hand corner, and click, and we've created our roof. But at the moment, it's covering the rest of our floor plan. So we'll want to select the roof, we'll go right-click, and we'll go cut. So that it's not obscuring it, let's hold in Control or on a Mac Option, and then press up, which will take us up a story. And if we now right-click and go paste, then click outside the marquee, and then we go back down the story, holding in Control or on a Mac Option and pressing down. We've now got our roof showing over the top of the structure. If we go into our elevation, we'll now see that we've got a roof over the top, but we want to adjust it so that it's got the gable front. It's pretty easy to do this. We'll go back to our floor plan, we'll zoom on in. We'll want to click the roof, and with the roof selected, there's a blue outline. We'll click and hold this outline until the pet palette shows up, and we'll want to make sure that offset edge is selected. We'll bring this one out, say 2 meters, and go enter. And from here, we'll want to click on the ridge, which is this little node just here. We'll click this one, and we'll bring this one all the way out until we meet up with this blue line. And once that little black pen icon pops up, we'll click down that one too. Let's pop back into our elevation. And now we've got a gable roof. If we hit F3, we'll be able to see what this looks like in 3D. This is also one of the easiest ways to select the walls and bring them up so that we can crop it to the roof. So if we now select these 3 walls here, holding in Shift while we're selecting each one of the walls, and then if we click on top of the wall where these little nodes are, and we go to the pet palette and stretch height, and we bring that one all the way up past where the roof plane is, we've now stretched all our walls up, but we want to crop these to the roof plane. So to do this, we'll right click and we'll go to connection. We'll go solid element operations, which will bring up this dialog just here. This looks a little complicated, but once we've got the basics, it's actually pretty straightforward. So at the moment, it's selected all 3 of our walls to be the targets, which is exactly what we want. Perfect. We'll hit escape to deselect the walls. Now we'll select the roof. We'll select this as our operator, this one just here. So the operator is what the walls or the target will cut to. So now if I go down to choose operation, I want to go to subtraction with upward extrusion. So this basically means it's going to crop off the tops of those walls to where that roof is. Now if we now hit execute, it's going to cut all of those walls. Now that we've finished up, we'll close out of this one. Let's double click on our elevation, and it's starting to take shape. For this one, we want 0 eaves. So if we select the roof and we go up, and if we scroll across until we get to eave overhang, if we type in 0 for this one and enter, it'll pop up with this dialog asking if we want to keep our custom shape. So when we pulled out that ridge, so we made it a gable, we changed the plane of the multi-plane roof. Basically, let's just go OK. And that way it keeps that form and shape. Let's add in some posts that the roof can load onto. So we'll go back to our floor plan. We'll zoom on in. If we go to the left-hand side and just click on column, and then click just where my patio is, it'll place that column in. I'll readjust this one to meet up with there. Now, what I actually want is, say, a 1300 overhang just over that front patio. So I'll hit enter after I've typed in my dimension, and I'm going to duplicate this, Control D to drag, and I'll tap Control once while I'm dragging this one over, and I'll line this one up the wall just here. I'll stretch out the patio as well, creating a node just in the side here, and stretching out this side just as well. There we go. I'll select the fill. I'll go to this one just here, add polygon, then holding in the spacebar, I'll hover over the area that we just created and click once. And that way it's just going to fill in over that entire area. I'm going to bring this roof back just so it meets up with those posts just to here. And I'll bring this edge back as well, just so it's all in line. Ooh, looks like our posts popped out just a little bit, so we'll bring that one in. There we go. Let's pop into our elevation view. Hey, excellent. Now we've got our posts. I'll do the same operation that we did just before. I'll bring these up just like we did with the walls. I'll type in, say, 3700. Again, I'll right click. I'll go to connect. I'll go solid element operations. These are my target. The roof is my operator. And I'll go subtraction with upward extrusion and execute. There we go. I'll go down to the bottom here and I'll select black and white for my pens, which makes it look way better already. I'll right click my elevation and redefine with current window settings. That way, each time we go back to the elevation, it's going to look the same. It'll lock in all those settings that we just set. Now for the roof, I'm actually going to change this so that the structure is just this simple one here. And I'll change the roof to airspace frame. I'll do the same thing for these walls just here. Airspace frame, I'll click this one. And that way it all connects up into one seamless line. I'll select the roof. I'm going to increase the thickness to say 350, just so it's the same width the whole way around. And for the slab, I'll turn this to basic as well. Now we can change the settings of our elevation, so we're not showing these lines just here, which are typically height markers, which are going to show what the heights have been set for the project. They can be handy, but for presentation, we're not going to worry. So right-clicking on the elevation and going to elevation settings. For story levels, we'll click display and output and click none. From here, we'll go okay. Much cleaner. From here, I'll select the roof and I'm going to change its material just by clicking surface. And I'll go to this edge surface here and I'll type in render and I'll click this dark one just here. I'm going to select my posts as well. I'll scroll on across till I get to surface. I'll click and I'll go extrusion surface. Then I'll click this one too here and I'll go render, dark and hit enter. The materials are where we can get really creative with the aesthetic of the exterior. Next up, I'll click this wall just here. I'll turn on override. And I'm going to set this one here to floorboards 03. Now I want these floorboards to be vertical. So what I'll do, I'll click on this wall. I'll go up to options, element attributes, and then I'll go to surfaces. Within here, the green highlights are going to show us what materials are selected on the element that we've got highlighted. So I'll go to floorboards just here. So to make these vertical, I'm just going to go to this rotation angle just here and type in 90. You'll see in the top corner just here that it's rotated. I'll just go okay. And we'll notice that nothing's happened. Now, if we go to our elevations, right click, and then go to our elevation settings. And if we go down to uncut elements, click just here and go to surface, textured, fill, shaded. And if we turn off cover fill for the foreground and go okay, hey, there we go. So this has changed our elevation from fills to now textures. Now just going back a step for a second, if we did want to make this vertical within the fills, we just need to go into options, element attributes, go to surfaces, under floorboards, just select a fill that's vertical, this one just here. And this way it'll match up across everything that we're doing. So if we just go okay, now our boards are going to be vertical. But let's go back to the settings. We'll change this one just to the textured surface with shading. We'll go okay. Making sure to turn off the fill and we'll go okay. We'll select this wall next, go to surface, select the edge and go concrete, light 23. Hey, there we go. Let's adjust our doors next. I'll select this one. I want this to be a door with glazing in the middle of it. So I'll just go to the settings. I'll go to door leaf type and I'll go to no grid and I'll go okay. I want these to be a black frame. So I'm going to select both of the doors, go Control T for the settings, which is the same as clicking just up here. I'll go up to the settings here and go to model attributes. With uniform surfaces turned on, I'm going to select this one and go to black. Set this one to black gloss and we'll go okay. Hey, there we are. Both of our frames are now black, but I also want this casing out here as well to be black. So I'll select this one. Now, if we go to model attributes just down here, and we select black gloss, there we go, for our casing as well, we'll go okay. There we are, nice one. Now, if we go to our floor plan, we've got our objects already set on our floor plan, and we know the layer is objects landscape. So if we go to our elevation, and we go Control L to turn on the layers, and we type in landscape objects, this one's been turned off for this layer combination. It seems a bit complicated, but don't worry about it. If we literally just click this little eyeball here, and we hit the update status just down here, it's going to turn on the eyeball here. And if we go okay, it's going to show it up in our elevation. If you're having trouble with that, just select the objects and then turn them onto a layer. Say like wall external, and it's going to show up. We'll cover layer combinations and layers another day. Next up, we want to create some people, as well as some plants. Now, if we go to the left-hand side and go to objects, and then go up to the settings, and if we type in P-O-P-L-E, people, and we scroll on down, we're going to find all these different silhouettes. People sitting, people running. If we say select this one and go okay, then click in our view just here, it will place our person. This goes upside down, so we'll just go to flip and rotation and we'll click 0. And there we go. From here, if we just click and drag our silhouette into our ideal position, it's pretty much simple as that. But I found the stock selection was lacking a little bit in character. So scrolling through Instagram, I found this page that sells a bunch of cool silhouettes and objects. Now with the people, you could redraw them yourself, but I just prefer to buy them and save the time. So these ones here are just fills and splines that I just brought in and scaled up so that they're the right size. But I'm always looking to add to my collection. So if you do know anyone that sells really good silhouettes, please let me know in the comments below. Next up is the background. So this here is just an image that I've created in Midjourney. To bring it into my project, I just click the image and drag and drop it in. And from here, I'll select it from the ground line just here. I'll bring it so it's in line with my ground line just here. And then I just need to rescale it. So I'll go Control K, I'll go OK. I'll select my ground line, and I'll select to near the top of one of these trees just here. And then I'll bring the scale of the image down till about there. Actually, that's a bit big, so I'll just do that again and make it a little bit smaller to about here. With the colors being so vivid, I feel like they detract from the actual image of the building itself. So to make this a little bit more subtle, what we can do is we can go to the Document tab and we'll go to Fill. Within the Cut Fill, we'll go to Fill Type, scroll to the top, and we'll go to 50% fill. For the pens, we'll set this one to a white pen, and then make sure the second one is set to transparent, this one just here. Now, if I click over the top of the entire image like this, it's going to make everything around about 50% opacity. I'll select this and turn off the outline. Now, so that it's not obscuring the building, I'll select this and I'll right click and go Display Order and Send to Back. I'll do the same thing for the actual image itself. I'll right click, Display Order and Send to Back. And this way, the background is far more subtle and more emphasis is given to our building. Now, depending on the context that you're trying to put the actual building into, we can get more subtle with different kinds of backgrounds and images. These ones just here are a couple of Australian trees that I've set to black and white and sent to the back as well. And we're almost done. But to save time from starting from scratch, every single tutorial file is now available for download. Link is in the description, and thanks for watching.